Personal story segment tonight. Perhaps the most disappointed man in the country besides Mitt Romney is Dick Morris. As you may know, he predicted a big Romney victory, a landslide. Problem was he was analyzing Uruguay. Morris joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida. All right, Morris, what say you?
I plead guilty. I goofed. I made a mistake. I undercounted the minority turnout and women and young people, not single women. I thought that the 2008 turnout was a fluke. I think on your program many times I said that if the turnout is what it is in 08, then the polls are accurate and Obama's going to win. But they're not. And I said you need to average 04, 06, 08, and 10 and take the average so that you get rid of the outlier. Well, it turned out not to be an outlier. It turned out to be a trend. The average said that 11% of the vote was black. In fact, it was 13. The average said 8% Latino. In fact, it was 10. The average said 17% under 30. In fact, it was 19. The average said 16% single white women. In fact, it was 18. When you take those together, you're dealing with a 6 to 8 point move in the demographics, most of which went to Obama. So when I predicted that Obama would lose by 5 points, Romney would win by 5, and in fact, Obama won by 1, that's a 6 point move, and that's because I got the demographics 8 points wrong.
Okay.
The permanent conclusion here is that, as Sabato said, America has changed. 08 was not just rally to the first black candidate and of overwhelming college kid fantasy and, rock star and all of that. 08 was a fundamental election that illustrated a change in American society.
But remember,
and people that have done it before for 30 years, like me, missed it.
All right. Remember, you had 2010, though, that swung back the other way when the Tea Party
That's what threw me off.
Right. I mean, and I'm not buying this whole. I know we're in a different country, and I know secular progressivism, because of the public school education system and a lot of things, have taken strong root. But as I said, if the economy doesn't improve, 2 years from now, the Democrats are going to get whacked. And it doesn't matter how many single women are running around. They're going to get killed.
I got something really scary for you, which sets it in a very interesting context. 13% of the vote was black. Obama carried it 12-1. 10% was Latino. Obama carried it 7-3. 19% of the vote was under 30. Obama carried it 12-7. 18% of the vote was single white women. Obama carried it 12-6. Now, some of those overlap. But based on demographics, before they walked into the polling place, before they had a decision to make, Obama carried those groups by 43-17. That means out of the entire remaining 40% of the country, he needed to get 15% of the vote to win. Now, it's not quite so bad because a lot of the single women are black and a lot of the young people are Latino and so on. But anyway, you could basically say that it was about 35 to about 12 of people whose votes were decided for them by their ethnicity, their age, or their gender, or their condition
I'm
of marriage.
understanding that, but those people are going to age out. I don't mean that they're bossed and they're told what to do. What I mean is their perspective is a very different one. But it's
from
going
the
to
other
change.
60% that is not in those categories.
Their perspective is going to change based upon their economic livelihood and how well they're doing. Now, final question.
Not necessarily,
yeah,
Bill.
It will.
I don't know
Dick, this is no night to argue with me.
With 4 more years of recession, he'll still win 12 of the 13 black vote.
How badly does this hurt your franchise? How badly does it hurt?
Well, anybody else that's gotten a president of the United States elected, tell me you're better than I am at it.
All right, so you're going to hearken back to the...
As far as I'm concerned, I live in a world with Axelrod and Rove and Cadell and Carville, because we're the only ones that have done it.
All right. So Dick Morris is standing there and taking the heat. All right, Morris, thanks very much. Play more ahead as a fact.